display these. So if you're here watching this or checking it later, thanks for checking it out. I made this guy a while ago. Besoms were the original brooms, and they were made like this with all of the clicks. So that's kind of like the difference name-wise in like between a besom and a broom. And besom is another way. I said it that way for a long time until someone corrected me. I think you can say it either way. Besom, besom. I don't think it matters. You know what you're talking about, right? So I'm just cutting the old twine off of here, and we're gonna redo it. I've got a couple new pieces to add to it. This was a big, nice stick that I had found. Kind of sort of want to sand it a little bit, but I don't have time for that at the moment. The end of it is very, very pointy. Fun fact about witches and brooms. I've heard a bunch of different things in my research, but they were reputed to have been weapons originally, with the handle of the broom being very, very sharp at the end, and sometimes having some sort of metal end or something else that was very weaponized, and then the bristles and stuff, the other part was wrapped around it to disguise it. So in theory they could unsheath their weapon. I've heard that story. That's one of the folklore or whatnot that I've heard about witches and brooms and things of that nature. These are just a bunch of sticks that I have gathered. Hey y'all, how's it going? Thanks for hopping on for lunch break. Broom reconstructing. This one is a decorative broom that I like having at the front of my door, outside. So I usually keep it rustic. No need to put a bunch of fancy special things on it. Let's see. I might want to add maybe this. I found this branch that's got some acorns and stuff still on it, which is kind of cool. And I got brand new twine. I should have got thicker twine for this one. Maybe. But I wanted the natural stuff. The other stuff was synthetic. This is the sisal. The jute wasn't labeled as synthetic or not, so I didn't know. I didn't get it. Got this instead. I don't have any real standard way of doing this. I kind of just go with what feels good. And I'm going to, because this sisal is so thin, I'm going to make it like 4. It's like a 4 ply. And that's close enough. It doesn't have to be super exact. A little tail. Okay. So I'll lay this down and put all the sticks on top of it. So we can lay this down. The fact that it's curly is kind of annoying. That's okay. We'll work with it. I'm going to go across the greens. Hey, Murphy, did you come help? Got my assistant. So I'm going to move this straight underneath here. Okay. changed my mind partially in... Changed my mind. I'm going to secure the string. I'm going to secure it to this first, because I don't want the bottom bristles moving around, because that's what happened last time. It fell off because it moved around. Murphy, hello, lady. The cat butt is free of charge. Oh, what's up, buddy? I'm hoping that this kind of grabs. Where's an extra finger when you need it? Okay, yeah, this is kind of like grainy sisal, so that's the good thing, is this grabs at each other and kind of stays put, I hope. It's going to be the theory. I'm trying not to use any artificial materials on this, but part of me wants to nail this into the... I have a little copper tack, actually. Thinking about it. Just to, like, secure it, because if the whole bottom falls off, it kind of, like, defeats the purpose. That's pretty on there, though. Yeah. It's grabbed on there pretty good. It's not on there now. I think we might do it. Have a copper tack. I'm going to secure it with a copper tack. I gotta get it where I want it. Do not have to go too far, because I had a copper tack handy. Little tiny copper tack. See, I like using different metals. And copper is a lucky one. Should I put it through the knot? Should I put the tack through the knot? Probably. That's probably the most secure place to put it. I think that's where it's gonna go. Very nicely. I like that. Okay, it's definitely not going anywhere now. Alright, I'm pretty excited about that solution. For the bristles. Right. through the logistics here. I gave myself a curveball, and I've never not made one this way before, but here's how we're going to do it. Figure out. No, that is not the one. This one would actually make a good handle. For a different room. I think we're pulling that one out of the mix. Try to get this done before my leg goes completely numb is what I need to do. Not a bad hit. Thanks for whoever's watching me like fumble around with this new Besom design I decided at the last minute to do. But hey, at least you know it's not AI, right? AI couldn't be this clumsy. Having that anchor point was just a really good idea. Might be needing to get some more copper tacks. Trying to put some of the bigger ones down first. Stack the sticks in a way that feels good. Okay guys, sorry I'm in the zone here stacking these sticks and being kind of quiet, but I'm getting these wrapped. And I'm kind of doing this a different way than I've only ever wrapped a big broom like this once or twice. So I tried a different way each time to see what works best. Last time, all of my bristles fell off, just slid down in one big chunk. So So I'm trying a different wrapping technique, a different kind of twine. Oh, I'm trying not to break any sticks. Go around and get them the right way. Let's turn this over. Have a couple loose sticks there. What I'd like to do for that is take these. Don't worry, we have a lot of air traffic here. Okay. And I like to take the little sticks and in the loose part. Because you're never going to get this completely tight on your end. With no thumb to put there. If it's a two-person job, it might. These seem pretty secure. That one's a little loose. We can fix that too. We've got a bare side. Over here. See right there? Bare side. But we've got some sticks left. So we're just going to stack them. I like these really bendy sticks with personality. Stick it right there. Was the new fun piece I found that had some acorn hats on it and like a little personality on the end. So I'm gonna put that little feature piece in there too. Okay, we'll use those as shove-in pieces. Okay, let's go. Let's do this thing. Latch it around that. And you know what? I'm going to latch it around this one too. If there's any extra little branches in here we can hook it on, I'm going to do that for extra grip. I think we've got it, guys. Let's do this. Twist. I can't wait to see what faces I'm making twisting this. Let's go with a hat. Maybe it'll hide the funny faces that I make when I'm like crafting and stuff. Okay, we're getting haha at the end of our rope here. Prop that on there. Oh, that is the end right there. I need to go back a little on this side. Okay, so I left this loopy on the end. So what I like to do, it's too close. Let's see. I'm going to utilize that. Loop it back that way. check it. Ooh, that is nice and firm and tight on there. You're not getting, those aren't sliding off. And I don't think any of the individual ones are even falling out. There's like a little space right here. I'll put this twig in. This is definitely more well constructed than the one I tore apart. And then there we go. I really like my accent stick with the little acorn hats. I hope I didn't break too many of them off in the process. Adjustable things. Now I'll show you the finished product, like standing up without me on the ground here. That one's not in there too tight. The idea is I want the broom to be able to stand up. If I loosen these up too much. This guy. There we go. That's off the fumble, right? This one around. Alright. Okay. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Much more secure, has a nice little lean to it. I've got to stick this one back in there. That one didn't stick in there right. But yeah, it's very secure. Much more secure than it was. Has a much cleaner look to it too. The first time I wrapped it with 2 on it, and I didn't really like it. And it was no more secure. Doing 2 was no more secure than this. And that copper tack that I put in there really helped too. Trying to keep the materials nice and natural. You know, not using any glue, synthetic stuff. That's mostly how I like to make my brooms like this. I make whimsy brooms as well with feathers and, you know, like pampas grass and dyed things, you know, fairy brooms. But for the most part, I like keeping them natural and making natural brooms like this. So, and this one I might decorate with some like bones and shells and stuff, something that can be outside, because this is going to be my outside display broom. But yeah, so thank you so much for having lunch with the witch today. I'm Heather with the Curious Spider, and yeah, come on back for some other fun stuff. Have a great day.